Hey everyone, it's Alex from Raddtitan, and we've got Gio over there.
Hey.
Normally I'm the one referred to as the hairy beast, but it's good to be the one today that's not the hairiest on screen. So today we're looking at the fan art beast, and we're going to go over it, do the usual business. So measure, weigh it, and let you know what we think. So keep watching, guys and girls.
Yo, welcome to Team Raddtitan, and today, like Alex was saying, we're going to be going over this fan art beast. This is one of only 40 pieces made in the world, and this is actually the first piece out from this particular outfit that's doing an X-Men line, some other bits and pieces. I loved this right away from concept. I got involved, I really wanted, a sort of 90s, more classic like beast. I know that there's other beasts.
It's like Jim Lee, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Jim Lee, 90s, like proper, it's a classic beast, I know that there's other ones and he's like reading or, he's got his glasses and all that. It just doesn't do nothing for me at all. Some of them are very nice, but it's that element of the beast that I kind of find boring. I like it when he sort of loses it and lets his animal side out a little bit. It's a little bit of character history if you don't know. It's a Hank McCoy. He's one of the founding members of the X-Men. He wasn't blue when he started. He was like sort of wearing their usual jumpsuits with big hands and big feet. The story actually goes with Beast that what happens is that his father was like either like a scientist or even an engineer, and he was working in a plant and they basically had a radiation leak and he actually saved everybody there, and as a result they didn't know the damage that he had taken getting everybody and saving them, and then they didn't know until his son was born that he had he had a reaction. Now actually Hank McCoy, I think it's actually Henry McCoy, I'm sure it is, I think they call him Hank for short, but he was born with like overly like big feet and big hands, which is a small price to pay. It's not too bad for the amount of like radiation that his dad was subjected to. He was like an all-star, believe it or not, even though he was ludicrously intelligent. He was an athlete too. He was a all-star football player and then gymnast and bits and pieces like that. So in later recreations of Beast, obviously his mutation grows and he turns into this blue furry monster sort of looking thing later on.
But that's the ironic side of him. He's called Beast. He's super intelligent as well. So
he is, super intelligent.
Just assume
very good with sort of like genetics and bits and pieces like that. Always started off trying to find the cure for his mutation and so on and so forth, making himself worse. But I really wanted sort of a classic sort of nod to the character, and this is that nod. So
I don't feel comfortable kind of doing that.
You can do that.
Are you safe your side?
Yeah, you can do what you want. You can turn it, it's solid. It's not going to go anywhere.
I'm scared for my lazy Susan.
Oh yeah, I would be scared for this. Is really heavy. So getting onto the sort of designing process here, what you get with the piece actually, you get the base comes as so, and then all of the fingers sort of like click in, and and then you have this back piece that slides into place as well with all the wires and such on show. You get this sort of almost like a acrylic-y sort of clear,
a pulsar,
clear resin sort of part that basically comes off and it only goes in one way, so it's like sort of almost locked in place. It's really heavy actually as well. Then what you do is you connect Beast to the, would you say that's the thumb? It is the thumb, isn't it?
Definitely.
The thumb and then the little finger, so that he connects from this foot, and then it actually holds really fine just there on his own, to be brutally honest. But this one just sort of like butts up against it. You sort of plug it in and then push it into the foot. He's got a peg and a wedge on this foot, and then he's obviously got sort of the wedge on the other one. It comes with two portraits. I
can hear her like
creaking. Yeah, she's creaking. It comes with two portraits, and it comes with 4 different sets of arms, as well as a broken mechanical tip. Arms, hands. So basically, what you receive with it is you get the scream. I mean, this is the actual my favourite portrait and the way it looks, which I think is a little bit more fitting to what he's actually doing. I think Alex said as well that he looks far too happy with the other portrait.
Which one's the one from the cover though?
I think it's the other one.
Oh, that's why then. Okay.
I'm sure it's the other one.
I just think with
maybe it's that one. I can't remember.
I mean, this one he's kind of raged So I mean, you've got him holding that, but you haven't changed that over.
Yeah,
But,
so the exact way that
anyway.
should look is
Well,
you take this part out.
I thought we were going to start on the base and work our way up.
We will, but
We're going all over the place. No,
That's all right.
This is when we edit.
yeah, but that's okay.
when I
We'll
edit.
start like that. That's fine. So
yeah.
yeah, go on.
So the base is like an asphalt tarmac kind of floor, and it's then got the sentinel hand where it's kind of impacted on the floor, and the kind of ripples around it.
Cracks in it.
Yeah,
Cracks.
the ripple cracks. Yeah, and then you've got this really nice metallic purple where the on the actual hand. I really like that colour. It's a really nice cover, and it's also got. I thought it was actually dusty from being in the warehouse, but it's actually got like a real dust effect to it. Like if you look on the underside there,
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
on the
like
other
it
side
looks
as well.
like if you touch
It's
it,
gone up. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
it feels like if you polish it, it'll come off, but it actually done really well. Again, the colour is really nice purple. It's a really like sort of purple you would expect the Sentinels to be.
Yeah.
You've got all these grooves where there's like all slash marks in there where obviously Beast has been doing his business. There's a bit of battle going on.
Yeah.
These are actually sculpted in there, so you can actually feel all of the grooves there, and then it goes through underneath the paint to the kind of silver. I just spat everywhere, I think, when I said that. Paint.
No, spit on my piece, why don't you?
You do it to me all the time. So
Yeah, this is true. This is very true.
also you got like all the kind of rivets going around the fingers as well. It's just like kind of nice where it adds the kind of separation. You got like the silver of these all the kind of cogs and the mech going underneath, and then you got all the kind of plates over the top of the purple, and then you got the rivets going through there, which are really cool. So I do like that, and it's a different colour. Is it a different colour to that? I know it might be the same actually.
What's the different colour?
No, I thought the rivets were slightly different to the actual mech.
No, all the mech and stuff is the mech stuff for the silver parts are roughly the same. It's got like wires popping out around the back, and they're all on show some brass parts and some cabling there, where that basically his hand looks like it's been like cut off from his body.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things as well we were saying about where it is actually, if you actually had this displayed with other pieces with Sentinel bases, they almost have the same kind of mechanics going on the inside.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really similar to the XM Wolverine, I think, where the cables and things come out of there. So if you had them together, obviously the Wolverine would look like a smaller hand, but the internals look very similar though.
Yeah, I mean, it could probably go better with actually the XM Wolverine and because it's the head, Sentinel head, although the head would look very small.
Yeah.
It's a big old hand.
Oh, sorry, yeah, the hands on the side.
Yeah, the hand on the Sideshow one's really small compared to this one. I mean, it's pretty much the size of these 3 fingers, if lucky.
Probably.
This is a monstrous hand. This hand is huge.
Yeah, there's also this part that comes separate, which that fits quite badly. That's the only complaint I probably have about this piece. Is this is quite? I don't know whether George has put it on wrong. Can I try?
Yeah, you can try.
So it does. Have you put it on upside down or something?
No, I don't think so. Have I?
I don't know. Let me have a look. So no, you got it the right way, but it does seem quite loose compared to some of the others. I mean, yeah, no, I should have just left that on there.
Give me the piece.
Yeah, you do. You do it.
Give me the piece. It
Also,
took me
like-
ages to get that in there and all.
Yeah, I mean that's
it goes that way. It's like it slips sort of in and around. So there.
But out of all of the things, I mean, everything, all the fingers, the hands, the heads, they all fit pretty well. And then this...
It is magnetised. It is magnetised well, but I agree with you. There is a slight little part here, like a groove almost, where it almost like, it doesn't feel like it's keyed as well as it could have been.
Yeah.
It goes in once you, I mean, now you've pressed it, sort of you push it in, you can spin it, it doesn't move. And it is round the back, so it's not drastic, but it definitely, in terms of fit and finish, it's the only part of it that isn't like snug, like a glove, perfect fit. So, it sort of comes, it doesn't look like it's out of place, but when you start to like maneuver it and wiggle it,
Yeah,
it
when
does
you
move.
touch it, there is a lot of like a rock to
There's
it.
a bit of a play in it.
So, and then kind of moving along, you got like all the cabling underneath the fingers there. And you kind of move up. So this, his middle finger, that's the one that kind of rips off. So you get this, the connector there, which slides in to hold that when he is holding the tip of the finger.
Yeah, it's nice. Is the rivet part is like hanging almost from
Yeah.
that. It's like ripped it straight off. And then when you want to do the switch out, if you fancy having it where you want a complete sort of sentinel hand, you put it in like so.
Yeah.
And then you change this hand here, which is fairly strong, like it's pretty strong, that magnet to keep it on there. And then you can, if you want to go classic to what the cover looks like, you can just give him a fist.
Yeah.
And if you want it, if you like the complete sentinel hand look, you can have that, and then, you'd probably, change over the screaming, enraged portrait and then put on the sort of, smiling, sadistic almost face, which is there.
I prefer the open mouth more. I think that this one does look more like, someone's got a camera and it's a bit like an attraction and they're,
He looks really happy with himself.
Come on, Hank, look over here, and he's posing.
Hank, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, so I do, and this one does. I mean, this head fits very well. I think there was a slight gap on the other one, but this one's really well fitted compared to that. There was a bit of a gap underneath, I think. Not major. I mean, it's just getting me being.
It's really wedged in there,
me
man.
being a douchebag.
That's really, really wedged in there. Let's have a look at the other one. Because it's part of it is also fitting. Where?
That looks better now. Before there was much more of a gap.
Yeah, it's probably just how it's been fitted in, because the way that this actual head goes into the body is you can sort of see it there. There's actually, it's keyed behind his sort of clavicle and his traps, so it's actually hidden behind the shoulder, which is really nice. It's actually really unique key that, I mean, and it's once it's in, it's really, really in.
Yeah.
It's really in there. I mean, there's nothing coming out. I mean, that's quite unique, that key. I've never seen anything like that, but I love it because the parts are, I mean, for something with hair, it's quite important that you can sort of hide that because, that's
the
hairs are going in funny, all different, like all funny
That's the
directions.
worrying thing. I mean, whenever you have anything that is like a hairy thing like this, whenever you have any kind of switch out arms, switch out anything, it's so hard to hide. I mean, if you look at Chewbacca,
that's the cover now. This beast from the actual comic that they took inspiration from. If you're getting onto the figure now, you start at the bottom. You start sort of his feet, and his feet are fantastic. The way that they're basically crushing the sentinel sort of tips of the fingers and thumb. Yeah. He's really done a number, and some damage is all sort of like shines coming, so it brings your attention right into it.
Yeah, you can see here where he's kind of done it, where he's kind of
pushing off
his
it.
3 toes there, but he's kind of moved away from it, and that looks like when you do get a metal, when you kind of jab it and kind of get underneath, and there's all that kind of high shine bits underneath. Yeah, no, that's really cool. The one thing I do really like is from some pictures I've seen, I thought it was like a lot darker blue. I thought it was like a really like beast blue, like as in the comics. I really like this because there are a lot more other colours in there, so there is a lot more shading. So there's a lot more kind of darker in the to break out the muscles. But then there's also a lot of white on the tips, which I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to support your grey brother,
Yeah, it's done. I mean, that's really done. I think the sculpt is that. I mean, this is sculpted by AVI. Is it AVY?
Oh, is it?
It's sculpted.
AVI Sculptors?
Yeah, AVI Sculptors, yes. How do you say it?
AVI Sculptors, yeah.
That's who sculpted it, and I think they've done a magnificent job on the musculature and the build, because he is actually, he's part sort of simian and he's sort of part, cat. Yeah. So having been able to capture that, he's always been a bit gorilla-like. I've always felt, in his build. Yeah. But he is sort of like a bit of a cross between the two. And I think, with the spiky ears and the teeth and the body, it's just, so it's actually more difficult than you'd think to get his body right. I think it's
well cool as well to kind of have the ears within the hair, otherwise you're just going to get them broken.
Yeah, and, I mean, the head has quite a lot of like straying hairs and things. I love the highlights around the portrait. I love the yellow of the eyes. The teeth are done fantastic. They're clear. You can see gums. You can see the different variations in colour in his teeth. So, it's a next level paint job here. I'm really happy with the paint, especially. I think the sculpt and paint is top notch here. Yeah. The only thing that concerned me looking at photographs was this particular parts of the hands, because when they're off, you can see that they're quite, delicate and very spiky, and I thought, Jesus, you put them on, they're going to stand out, going to really stand out, like in a bad way, but they don't, and that's actually a good effort that slips in there, and then when it's displayed like this, and I'm looking right at it is how I want it, I don't notice these parts. I don't think, oh, they're bad seams, and I think that's really good. I think
the thing is, with 95% of pieces where there are seams, you're always going to see them in some way or another, unless they're like really, really well hidden. But they've done a very good job, because as I say, to hide things which are fur is really hard, unless you're like you somehow key it into the change of the hair flow and all that kind of business,
it's tough.
But they've done a really good job.
In photos, I was like worried. I was looking. I was like, I'm not sure, but it's
going on
perfect.
To the belt is rather than normally what you get on a lot of X-Men pieces. For example, I'm pretty sure George's old Cyclops he had. They normally have like more of a smooth, just like a consistent like a belt going around, and this actually has
like rubber,
like a leather going on where it's got like the cracks of the leather, the texturing of it. Yeah, so I do like that. It kind of adds to it as well.
Yeah, breaks it up, doesn't it? It breaks up the flow of the fur, because that's a particular look. I love the way the light hits the paint on this. I really do. I think the purple is absolutely striking, and the blues. It is definitely one of the most striking pieces I've ever seen. It really does. It jumps out.
It's a definite centerpiece, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's a monster.
I mean, that hand is like ridiculously big. That's the biggest sentinel hand I've seen on any piece, I think.
Yeah.
That's massive.
It might actually be a true quarter scale.
It might be a true quarter scale sentinel hand.
Yeah.
Well, knowing the guy who did this, I mean, he is quite meticulous with that stuff.
But that's half of the reason why I wanted to get on the ground floor.
Well, I'm saying if a sentinel is 20 feet tall or whatever it is, he's probably done the math and said, well, this is how big the hand is.
Oh, he would have done. There's no question. But that's what you want, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that is exactly what you want. I mean, it is. It's probably a shade bigger than Magneto's. There's a different type of position that Magneto's is in XM's one, but I would say this may be just a shade.
It's bigger than Magneto's
side.
Yeah,
it comes up like that. That's it.
That is heavy, yeah.
Yeah, I did say.
Wow, look how thick it is.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah.
You can hold that up, show
I do quite like with this, when we'll show you the second, actually, we did a close-up video of it. When the light shines through, it kind of has like a prism effect, where like the rainbows of the colours come through, and I really like that, because I originally, again from pictures, I just thought, oh, it must be that they're using coloured lights, but when you shine through, I mean, this light can go any colour you want it to be, but if you just shine it through white and you have it pulsing, you can see like a rainbow effect underneath the pulse. This is nice.
Yeah, it is decent, isn't it? And that's the light up that you use. You can pick these up for but these don't come with the piece. You can pick these up for about $5, which are really decent. I think they're underwater lights or some nonsense, aren't they?
They're to put in vases. You put in vases under flowers, and they kind of flowers.
Yeah. Flowers, right then, boy.
They just look nice in the house, and also because they're under the water, you can use the remote.
And these particular pieces will all come with a slot for these lights to go into, so it's been thought about, and then there is an exact way you see there, and it doesn't, once it's in, there's only one slot, and then once you turn it on, it comes up, and we've got it on pulse at the moment.
That's a white pulse, so you can see
greens, blues, you can see a few colours going on in there, but the light up is fantastic. If it was dark, I mean, you can put anything, you can put reds in there.
Yeah.
You can get it looking like that if you want to. And the same sort of thing, you can strobe it if you wish.
Yeah, can you?
I think you can, actually. Can you only strobe in white? Pretty sure you can.
I don't know.
Okay, that's why I've done that. Idiot.
Press the wrong button.
I think so, probably. Just put it on. Put red. That's red. Yeah. I'll see if I can do it now. There you are. Sorry, it's just learning. I'm an idiot. So you have the reds, greens, blues, and different shades of them. You can fade, you can, it says smooth, strobe, flash. You can pretty much do anything you want to do. It's a really decent bit of kit. It takes 3 AA batteries, AAA batteries in there. And, it does exactly what it says it does. And there you've got no wires, you've got no lightness, you've got no hollow parts to the cast or the sculpt. And I think that really helps. But then again, the person that put this together, he's a collector. So everything about it is how he would want his piece to look. The whole reason this was actually made in the first place was because of the lack of consistency in scale from licensed pieces. He had pieces from multiple companies, and he put no, he hasn't. He sold them all.
Oh, did he?
Sold them all. Yeah. He, to do his own X-Men pieces that he's doing. He wants them all to be the same type of scale, to all look so they come together. Because mix and matching between companies is very difficult to get it right. It's hard.
I've had conversations with him and he'll send me pictures of pieces and say how they don't go together, and
exactly
he gets really into it.
Yeah, but that's good, because that it's that level of obsession that will get a piece like this. And I think this is a massive statement for your first release. I think this is an absolutely exceptional job for your first ever piece.
Yeah,
it is massive though as well. It is a huge piece. So we should get on to measuring it really.
Yeah, I mean, you grab that tape measure and yeah.
You can see that we're turning it around and we're messing about with it, and we've had no problems whatsoever. So everything's nice and tight, no issue. So let's see what we're looking at. I think it's from the bottom of the base to the tip of that elbow is the highest point. So height-wise, you'd be surprised to learn that this is only around 20 inches tall. Yeah? So it's around 50, 51 centimetres.
Yeah.
Now we come into the meat and potato part.
Where do you want to be?
Go from the, I think that's...
What are we doing? Am I doing depth?
Depth, yeah.
Right. So depth is going to be from about there to... what about that other finger? Does that come out more?
No. It goes up, doesn't it?
Oh.
So it sits up.
Okay,
so no,
okay.
That's the widest point.
Depth-wise, you're probably going to need about 18 and a half, maybe 18 and a half inches, which is about 46, 47 centimetres. So you might be all right in your display, George.
We'll see. We'll soon see, my son.
And then, yeah. And then we're going to go this way.
Okay, so width-wise, from the point of the base to wherever you are now, I'm in line.
This is about the same. It's just over 18 and a half. So this is, again, you're going to need 19. No, this is going to be about 19. So it's 48 centimetres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, in layman's terms, it's like 20 by 19 by 18.
Well, 20, 19, 19.
Yeah.
So you would need like 20, 20. You would need like a 20 box.
Yeah.
Or 21 box to do it. Yeah.
Which is going to be hard, but we'll see what we can do.
Are we doing the weigh-in? Are you confident?
Well, let's see.
Oh, fuck me.
You grab the thing and we'll go. You grab the scales and we'll go.
I ain't touching. Oh, do you want to 180 the scales?
Why?
Because the wire.
All right.
Yep.
You happy with that?
I'm always happy.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so hold up.
No.
There you go.
Fucking hold up. What the fuck you think you're talking to?
All right, so this is 17.2 kilos.
Jesus.
Which is 38 pounds.
It's big.
Yep.
That's a heavy piece.
17.2 kilos.
That is a heavy. That is a hench piece.
Put it back up. I'm joking. All right, so you're not going to see it on camera now, but yeah, I'm quite impressed with the piece. I'm very looking forward to seeing what the other pieces in the line look like. So yeah, I mean, thumbs up.
Huge, yeah, definitely. It's always a concern when there's so many projects coming out from a particular direction, and when you get involved on the ground floor, the first piece is the make or break piece, and I think anybody that's ordered this is going to be more than happy. This is a stunning testament to being truthful in your direction of what you want to do and what you want to achieve. This is a lot of effort to go through for a character like Beast.
It's also very brave to start on Beast.
I think so.
Yeah.
Hugely brave. Yeah.
And also, you're surprised I don't go. Let's do a Wolverine. Or
yeah, exactly. Let's do the money earners. Let's do Wolverine. Let's do Magneto. Let's do. Do you know what I mean? No Cable. Let's do those type of characters. Yeah. This is a character that, really, this is the one that's needed.
Yeah.
So they've done something that's needed. That's a good start. There isn't a lot around. It's the same with Cyclops. There's only one Cyclops. There's only one released Cyclops in quarter scale at this moment. There is.
Is that what in hand?
In license, there's only one licensed Cyclops, isn't there? There is no others. So, that's, saying something. You got to, you know, they're going the direction they want to go.
Well, there's no licensed Beast in quarter scale. There's one in fifth.
Are you talking for Beast now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Beast. Beast
only a
is
fifth.
Beast. This is the only one. Or that's like this a quarter scale.
No. There's other quarter scales, but like licensed, there's none.
Yeah, they haven't done it. They should really do it because it's an important character. This is an OG X-Men character.
Yeah,
He was their number one. He should be.
It should be done.
He should be done. There's no question
Hopefully
about it.
they're looking into. Hopefully the companies are looking into.
I think it's a character that desperately needs doing. And as long as there are gaps like this in the licensed market, there is always going to be people that are going to be biting, you know, tooth and nail to get this. And this has a wait list that's 3 times as long as the edition size. You know?
Well, no, I agree with that. I mean, when there's characters that haven't been delivered by licensed companies, then I agree that you know, fan art is there to kind of fill in the gaps.
Tick that box, isn't it?
When there's like, you know, 5 pieces made by licensed companies, and then other, you know, then all the customs are there doing 10 of the same character every year, it gets a bit like...
Yeah, it becomes a spinner.
Bit of a cash grab.
Yeah, cash grab, definitely. Anyway,
that's enough of that one.
We could go on all night.
That's giving us 5 red thumbs.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let us know what you think about the piece as well, and give me your opinions on what other X-Men do you think have really been underlooked. You know,
There's no Toad or Morph. Morph's really popular.
Who's Morph? I don't know that one.
Well, he morphs. He's an X-Men.
Is he one of the OG sort of villains?
He's an old one,
yeah.
He's an old one.
Yeah, maybe.
He gets like killed, and then they'll go fucking nuts. And
oh, is he a hero then? Oh, cool.
yeah, he's a bit sarky. He kind of looks like he should be a villain. He's like sarky.
But yeah, check it out. Comment. Let us know what you think about the piece as well. We'll tell you. You know, hopefully you enjoyed the review. Be lucky. Be safe. Peace.